What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. And yeah, I didn't do anything right yesterday. I tried to go for college basketball win number 10 in a row. Have Houston first half minus 9.5. It looks pretty good until it doesn't. They get hooked. Then I just made the wrong decision to back the Lakers. I backed them at 9. And then everybody got ruled out, and I talked myself into thinking, the Spurs will probably rule some people out too, and not even care about this game. And wrong decision. So those things and Rui not being able to make a shot, just a terrible day for me yesterday. Still doing well last 30, but yesterday not so well. Vino, hopefully you did something right yesterday. If you did something right yesterday, you did better than me.
I did do something right. Didn't do enough right. Didn't do enough right. Had a couple. It's one of those days too, Ski, where you have like an early card, like every night, early card, late card. But my two early games, I was 2-0 right away, and I thought, man, we're gonna breeze through this, and then reality sets in, and you end up 2-3. Lost a little bit. Every play was even percent last night, so we lose the juice on one of the plays going 2-3. But no NBA last night. I didn't play for clients in any of these games. But the college hoop, eh, it was okay. wasn't great. But it's been great over the course, like I keep saying, 50 units up since December 1. So we'll look to roll again today, especially in the NBA 14 game card. We got to find something that we like on a 14 game card, I would think.
Yeah, we should be able to. It is one of those tricky days, though. Everybody knows they get a little mini vacation. So beware. That's all I'm gonna say. So we'll talk about it. Let's go through all these games, starting with Hawks and Hornets. And this one opened up minus 5.5, down to 4, even 3.5 in shops. Total went up from 231.5 to 234.5. Um, Injuries. For the Hawks, you do have Jalen Johnson, Zachary Risachet, Dyson Daniels, all questionable. Kaminga looks like he's out. For the Hornets, though, you have Bridges. Oh, yeah, you got guys suspended, right? Bridges,
Mhm.
Diabate, both suspended, I'm assuming. McNeely's out. Kobe White is out. Um, yeah, I guess you are missing a big deal without Bridges and Diabate. Those two have been big pieces for this Hornets team. Not sure how they're gonna do replacing that. But again, the other side is just question mark. Everybody knows they have a vacation. Nobody wants to play tonight, Rob. What are you thinking with Hawks and Hornets?
And all three of those guys with question marks for the Hawks, all three played in the game like 4 days ago when Charlotte won. It was over the weekend, I think. Charlotte went into Atlanta and beat them by 7. Jalen Johnson had 31. Reese Shea had 18. Dyson Daniels had 11. That's 60 points that we don't know if it's going to play or not. And that was in a losing effort. So tough, without knowing their status, tough to back the Hawks here. Obviously, the Miles Bridges suspension carries some importance. It's just difficult for me right now to play against Charlotte the way they're going, even with the suspensions. There was a quote, see if I can get it. Yeah, Quinn Snyder, because the Hawks made some deals at the deadline. I think Guy had commented that I thought they improved themselves. But according to Quinn Snyder, we are not used to our lineups yet. We're still trying to figure out some of those guys and how they can contribute and what the combinations will be. So, Atlanta's still in a little bit of an experimentation mode. And with three guys with question marks that maybe with All Star break might not play here. If I had to, I would look Charlotte even without Bridges. Just think they're, defensively, they've been so good as of late. And obviously against the spread, they've been real good. So didn't play, but I do think Charlotte, if I had to, I would play the Charlotte side.
You would play the Charlotte side. All right. What about, I looked up, let me see if I can pull this up here. I actually should have already did this. All right, here we go. Just erase this. So I was looking at like, you know, how teams are usually doing before All-Star break, like when they know they have this vacation, when they don't play again for another 6 days. It's mostly been overs, 60, a little bit above 60%. Um, this line is going up. Would you agree with the direction it's moving?
I would, just on general theory. Said it a couple of times this week that during this week I usually do look over um, in a bunch of these games. I look over anyway, but this is just one of those time periods where they seem to come through. And you just quoted a number, 68% to back it up. Yeah, I couldn't look under in this game. I mean, the game the other day was 245 against some major contributors in that game that won't be there. Well, at least we know Bridges' 26 points won't be there, but the other side could be missing some of that 60 as well. But still, I don't know, something about the total going up, Skee, indicates to me that it correlates to the line coming down, that a couple of these Atlanta guys are going to play, right? Money's on Atlanta, and over would mean maybe we get Jalen Johnson, maybe we get Reese Shea, maybe we get a combination 2 out of 4. If that's or 2 out of 3, if that's the case, then Atlanta's got plenty of firepower for this game, whether they figured out their combinations or not. So I'd look over if I had to. Yeah.
All right, next game, Wizards and Cavs. Huge spread. It's up to 17, 17 and a half, pretty much everywhere. Total up to 239 and a half, 240 even at a shop. I mean, do we even have to go? Mobley out, Struce out, Dean Wade out, no Trey Young, D'Angelo Russell, or I'm sorry, yeah, they're both out, and Vucevic questionable. I have zero interest in betting this game, really. I I don't think either team is good defensively. I don't think either team is interested defensively. I would agree with the line move going up. Do you?
If there's a "that's my dog" segment, I could hold my nose and take Washington with 17 here. The Cavs are in their first home game back off of that road swing where they just concluded in Denver the other night. I had them over 119 and a half. They only got to 119, but they won the game. Dramatic fashion, 119, 117. It was 5 games out west. Now you fly back home the game before All-Star break to play the Wizards. I don't know how much Cleveland cares, to tell you the truth, to win by this much, to win by this many points. And Washington, even if they have no interest in winning games, heck, you could lose this thing by 15 and still cover. So I think Washington would be the way I'd look here, Skee. Just first home game back after 5 on the West Coast, and All-Star break in 2 days. What does Cleveland really care about winning by 20 here?
I would agree with that. Let's talk a little bit about Bucks and Magic. Right around the opener, both side in total. Castleton and Howard out for the Magic. For the other side, no Giannis Prince. And then you have Rollins and Nance questionable. Again, here we are, Vino. The Magic covered as a double-digit favorite again, right? And here they are back as one once more. I keep saying these lines are telling, and I'm not taking them. I feel like I'm doing a disservice. Why do I not take the Magic tonight, Rob Vino? Can you talk me off the Magic?
I mean, they just beat them Monday night by 19. It's become a pretty bad matchup for Milwaukee. So if I add all of that to, I know you gave the number the other day too about the Magic in this big number bully type point spread range. So there's no reason to not think they couldn't do it again here. The other night, just to give you some numbers on what happened here, they out rebounded, outshot, out 3-pointed, out free throwed. I mean, they did everything. And they got 27 points off of turnovers in that game by Milwaukee. So for me, Orlando would have to be the look here. We just talked about Cleveland potentially not caring all that much about winning big here tonight. But I would say the opposite for Orlando. They're still in a dogfight for the division. They're still in kind of a dogfight where seeding is concerned. So you can't let these games just pass by without playing hard. And I don't know, Skee. Honestly, what does Milwaukee have to play for anymore, aside from nothing? So I take that result the other night. Normally, I would counterpunch and come back the other way a little bit, but I can't find enough reasons to be on Milwaukee.
What do you think about this comment about Cam Thomas? I don't see him on the injury report, so I'm assuming he's playing. Any thoughts on what he would bring to this one?
Well, if his history is any indication, we would look for more points, right? And Orlando's going to run. We know that. They've reiterated that all season long. So you're going to get pace. Now that I look at it, Skee, honestly, this total has come, it's either stayed the same or come down half or 1 point, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I do have Cam Thomas here listed as in myself. So if nothing else, he's a bucket getter that won't play a lot of defense. The game 2 nights ago got to 217. Asking for 221 doesn't seem like a heck of a lot more. 4 points with an offensive weapon like that in the game and a guy that doesn't play defense. I could see over there. It wasn't on my list, but I'm going to mark it down here maybe as a potential play.
All right. What about this? We talked about how do I say, we talked about the before All-Star break and the lack of wanting to play defense. I'm just trying to remember, what did these teams do? Were they able to score last matchup? I guess need to pull it up. Do you remember?
The Orlando game?
118 to 99.
Yeah.
So
They
Magic
got
were able to,
217.
okay. And that would not get us there tonight. Yeah, maybe I need to look at this one a little more, but I do have a query that supports it. It's pretty much the same one I mentioned as far as before All-Star break. But we're looking at teams that are rested. Oh no, I'm sorry. This one is a little different. So one team, the favorite, is playing their last game before the All-Star break, and they're rested. The other team has another game, before All-Star break, and I'll just double check to verify. I like to use the system, the computer. I still double check it. AI mess up every now and then. You gotta double check these computers, Rob. But it does. It is correct. Milwaukee plays the Thunder tomorrow. So it's just pretty much saying you're not getting a whole lot of defense in these games. They're 9-14 ATS, which would say fade the Magic, but they're 19-4 to the over for Rob Veno. The average total was 214, went over by about 10 points per game. I would say bet over here. And we do have Cam Thomas in the lineup for the other side to help out with some scoring and, make the defense worse. That seems like a wallet opener on Rob Veno. What are we doing here?
You know what? Yeah, and I'm going to add one to you that I overlooked that I shouldn't have overlooked is Franz Wagner came back last game.
Mhm.
That was his first game back, and he scored 14 right away off the bench, only 16 minutes. Day of rest, go again tonight. Minutes probably increase a little bit. That 14 could become 20. So not only do you have Cam Thomas in his second game with the team, a little more comfortable, you have Wagner back as well. To me, you're only asking for 4 more points than what they got the other night. Seems like I have to play that game over.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just. It's one last thing I want to double check. That last game they played. Here we go. The Magic shot 33% from three. The Bucks shot 36% from three. So neither team really shot it well. And we got 217. You're adding in. You're adding in Cam Thomas. This is a play for me. I gotta open my wallet, man. I gotta get to the window with this because I'll regret it if it doesn't hit. I could be wrong, but if we go into logic school here, I'm checking a lot of boxes. Yeah, maybe I'll do that as we continue down the list.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm concerned, shame on me for missing such a blatant overplay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to
how does
end up
Rob Veno
playing
miss
it.
that one?
There must be too many college and too many pro games because as I look at this now, this is in my wheelhouse as a play. The stuff that I like to play on. So
Yeah, you
I'm
know
going to
what?
make the same play.
We stopped the show here. It's all right.
Okay.
You guys know, and I saw the comments. They don't mind when we stop the show for making bets. They wanted us to make bets. They like when we make bets.
All
So
right. Well, let's tell
I see a
everybody.
good number. I see a 219.5 out there. So
We'll
I
ask
want to get it.
everybody to be patient
I
for a
want to get
second
it.
here. while we hop in.
Yeah, let me get a piece of that, man. Oh, it's moving. As soon as I see, that's why you got to stop the show,
Man,
because they
they're
start betting it
watching
on the
us.
show, and you'll never get it. All right. All right. Now I'll fight. I'll fight with the system in a second here. I actually, I guess I could do it while you're still doing what you do here.
Yeah, I'm
But yeah,
almost there.
I gotta get involved, man. We open up wallets, we make bets. We're not waiting till the end of the show when the number is gone and we can't bet it anymore. We're not here just talking just to talk. Sorry. We like to help you guys out. We like to try to make money for you guys, as far as the breakdowns, but we also want to make bets and make money for ourselves too. So let me just boom, boom, boom. I'm just gonna
Just
use
want to
that
try
right
one
there.
more outlet here.
Use
Before I
that.
go on 220.5, I just want to see if I can still get that 219.
BOL. I don't know if you got it. BOL has it though.
Okay, let's give it a look.
All right. We are good to go. Just about. Boom.
Yeah, we can get it right here, right at DraftKings.
Actually, BetMGM has it too. Minus 115. Yeah,
Okay, so
DraftKings, yeah. Yeah, there's
all
a
right,
couple
so
shops that
let's
have it.
hop in here.
All right, we're good on my side. Let me take a look at some comments. Appreciate you shouting that out. That's why we do it, B man. Got us thinking and reminded me actually of the angle that I looked up and forgot to mention. So that is good stuff there.
Okay.
We
can resume.
Joey said,
If
"Can
we
Magic
start
keep the Bucks under?" I don't think they're that focused defensively today. The last day before the break, that's what we talked about. The only under I'm really running to the window with is, and the number moved against me, but it was that Knicks game off the overtime. But this one, they just beat them the other day, right? Are they gonna be that locked in defensively? They know they can smoke them. They just smoked them by 20, and they're going on vacation after this. I don't want to be betting on too many defenses today. I'd rather bet on just points. You good, Vino?
Yeah, we can I hope we get to stop it 2 more times.
The MR says, "Hell, I'll be pulling over to grab my wallet while watching." Yeah, man, we got to get it while it's good. All right. Oh, here's the game I was talking about, right? That just moved against me. 223.5 is the opener. It went down earlier. It's come back up. It's 225 now. Side open New York -1. We see Philly -2.5. As far as injuries, okay. So Anunoby's been ruled out. That's not good for the under. I was expecting him to play after he missed yesterday. Mitchell Robinson ruled in though, so that might be a little bit of it there. For Philly, you still have Embiid questionable, Barlow questionable, Grimes questionable. Paul George, we know he's suspended. Knicks did play yesterday, we know. Overtime game, right? Now they have to hit the road, travel to Philly. Definitely advantageous spot for the Sixers. I'm pretty sure home favorites with the rest advantage win above 72% of the time. What do you think here about, your neck of the woods over there, your Sixers versus the Knicks tonight?
Yeah, I'm not so sure how advantageous it is for Philly because just like Cleveland, they're off of the 5-game road trip, flying back home. First home game off of that. If Embiid doesn't go, they did. I think they sat Embiid in that final game on the West Coast. But again, you're talking about a team that's returning home off of a pretty solid road trip, and this is their last game, Skee, before the break. It's like an I-95 type of rivalry between these two teams. Cities are close. It's a bus ride each way. Not that big of a deal. The Knicks, the important Knicks played a lot of minutes last night. I mean, Mikal Bridges is like the Energizer Bunny. I don't really worry about him too much, but he played almost 43 minutes. Josh Hart played 40 and a half minutes. Brunson played 42 minutes. Everybody had to play hard. The bench was lousy in that game. The bench only scored 18 points to help the starters out. So I don't know. I think that the starters in a back-to-back situation yesterday, to add to your case about under in this game, the Knicks shot 50% last night from the field. Are they going to come back and shoot 50% again on the road? Play with three of their five best guys playing 40 minutes. I'm not sure. It would have helped greatly if Anunoby could have gone tonight, fresh with fresh legs. And the other side, Philly, like I say, I'm just not sure how advantageous this spot is. It was a long road trip. We generally don't expect much from the home team in their first game back home. So I don't want to play Knicks. I know this game moved heavily just because the Knicks are in back-to-backs. But again, I don't know if it should have moved that much. Side I have to leave alone. Total, if I had to, I would agree with you that it looks like this could be an under, to tell you the truth, especially if Embiid doesn't go. Sixers have to be a little bit fatigued after that road trip. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a good point from you. Matty Ice in the chat. Appreciate you sharing them hockey looks and what is it, Olympic hockey? Appreciate you sharing. But yeah, under game for me here. Pistons and Raptors. Flip of favorites, open Detroit -2. Or I'm sorry, now we have a pick 'em, looks like mostly. Total didn't really move. Durant looks like he's out. Holland and Stewart are both out. Jakob Poeltl is questionable. Murray Boyles is out. This total did not move, huh? I mean, he's missing a lot of bigs. Could get Jakob Poeltl back, but yeah, Vino, you where's the rim protection here? What are we doing? I mean, this looks like I should be betting over. Why? You've already gotten to the window here, huh?
Yeah. I was trying to reel you in. That was a fishing reel. Yeah, I got, and for exactly what you just said, the top four bigs in the game could all be out. Poeltl may go. If he goes, it's probably minutes restriction. You've held him out this long. You don't have another game before All-Star break. Why would you send him out there tonight and then have 6 more days off? Just keep him rested. No reason to send him back out there. So with 4 centers potentially missing, your 4 best centers, I just thought this would be a parade to the rim by both sides. Faster paced game, lots of, ability to get into the lane and maybe score at the rim. That comes with fouling, I think, a little bit. So I was surprised it didn't move. I played over 223. And again, we're going to throw in the angle of this being All-Star break week and guys not caring too much to play some defense here. So, yeah, I went that route over 223.
All right. Good stuff, Bino. I like it. I just am I'm going to wait a little bit on this one. I want to see Jakob Poeltl's status. If Jakob Poeltl's out too, then I'll probably be running up there to go back. Pacers and Nets open -3, I think it is 3.5, something like that, up to 6.5 for the Nets. Total up as well from 212.5 to 215. Pacers line. Do I need to read all these injuries? I mean, who's playing? That's what I'm looking at. The Pacers, they're done. They're ready to tank. It looks like they don't care anymore. I hate the thought of laying this points with no Michael Porter Jr., but it's crazy to even think that the Nets probably are the ones who care more in this game. Nets or nothing. What do you think?
Well, that's what was in my notes. I watched the game the other night just out of curiosity when they played the Bulls and the Nets got to 123 and won by 8. And you watch the guys out on the floor, they actually cared. The Nets players really cared. Danny Wolf, Claxton, Mann, Traore, Zaire Williams, all these guys that played, most of them, either rookies or backups for the most part, but they all cared. And I think in this situation, Indiana, we talked about the Knicks coming off the overtime game. It's the same for Indiana off the overtime game. And somehow, some way, Indiana made a mistake and won that game. So they can't possibly win 2 in a row here. where draft stuff is concerned. I just think that for Indiana, last night's game was such a one-off, and especially I told you the Knicks shot 50%. Indiana in that game was even better, I believe, than 50. I got to get my notes back up here. Yeah, they were 51.5%, and they were 40% from three. They made 18 threes last night, the Pacers, in that game. Seemed like whatever they did was right. We had talked yesterday about them maybe being a little shy because depth shy because Johnny Furphy had got hurt. He's going to be out for an extended period of time. But they played all their guys yesterday. I don't know, Skee. To me, their back-to-back situation is a little more pressing, or as pressing as the Knicks is. And Brooklyn, to me, just eye test, no real statistical stuff to back it. Just eye test showed me that they actually care right now. So I took a little piece of Brooklyn here earlier this morning.
All right. I think that is the right side in this game. Do you have any idea what STOK means here? I'm just curious. Shout out to Jesse Rodriguez, though. Do appreciate you tapping in, first timer from Puerto Rico. I'm not sure what STOK is. I've been trying to figure that out for the past 20 seconds, but I do appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but I guess we'll keep it moving. Bulls and Celtics opened up minus 13.5, still around there. Total going up. 225.5 was the opener. It looks like we're seeing, we'll call it 227.5. Injuries, let's get there for Chicago. Okoro, questionable. Giddey, Jones, Smith, all doubtful. Collins is out. Nobody on the report for Boston. You know, I think I would agree that this is one of those over games. We know what the Celtics want to do. I don't think the Bulls are that great defensively. Bulls don't have a whole lot of rim protection either. Over or nothing, Vino? What you think?
Yeah, I just isolated it. I took Boston team total over. The Nets got 123 against these guys the other night, but just let me read you their last 5 defensive efforts, Chicago, because they're 0-5 against the spread. Their last 5 games, 0-5 straight up, but they gave up 134 to Miami, 131 to Milwaukee, 123 to Toronto, 136 to Denver, and 123 to the Nets. All of those are more than the 120 they're asking for out of Boston tonight. And the Bulls are a mess, right? That trade deadline was like, what are we doing here at Chicago? And they're just not playing any defense whatsoever right now. So I took a shot with the Celtics team total over 120.
Looks like Dropping Dimes is with you. Says Bulls defense is an absolute fade with all those guards. Simon's revenge game. Maybe we include that Bulls side. Maybe we just bet Simon's points. That's a good call out. Simon's revenge. I'm gonna put Simon's there as well on my list of things to look at here. If somebody cares tonight, probably be him.
Guys, now that the chat is going to force me into the prop market now.
And they say Vucevic versus the team. We can't forget about that.
That is true.
Vucevic, do we? Now, oh, well, yeah. He's just not listed here on my screen. But, yes, Boston. They should. I mean, is he going to start? Okay. I mean, he should start, right? Why is he not listed as a starter?
He played the other night, but I think it was off the bench. I'll tell you really quick here because I had that in my notes.
He played well.
I think he's going to do well for that team, but let's just see here. I know I saw it. Too much paperwork here.
Yeah, Vooch and Simon's definitely appealing. I'll tell you that, though. And over in the game, appealing as well. You know, I didn't want to have too many bets today, but it's just starting to become stuff to like. But I think I need to be patient just because, you know, injury report madness the day before, you know. Mm-hmm. But I do like a lot now that I'm going through these games here, you know. That short list is no longer short. I tell you that.
It's like when we would stay after the show with Ranieri.
Yep.
And walk out with 40.
Yep, extra 7 added on just from hanging around after the show.
Yeah. I'm not going to try and sell you on stiffs that go 2 for 15 from 3-point range, though. I forget that kid's name he was trying to sell us on.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
kid's,
oh, I remember.
remember
I don't
that
know his
guy?
name, but I remember that game and that player. I was like, hell no. It was a weak school too. It was like telling us how great he is.
We would
And he
listen to
shit the
you for
bed.
Joe.
Oh man.
uh,
Good times
God.
though. Blazers. Blazers and T Wolves. Opened up -7, down to 5.5. Total from 236 down to 234.5. Injuries. Anthony Edwards is questionable. Terrence Shannon Jr. remains out. For the Blazers, Murray is out. Sharp is out. Tybalt is out. Looks like everybody else is available. I mean, I see the Timberwolves laying points, and it's immediately the other side or nothing. I mean, I just not a believer in the Timberwolves laying. It just is what it is. Also, now that when I say that though, they have been good ATS without Anthony Edwards. They have shown that they can win. They can cover games without him. They definitely have. Um, what are you thinking here, Vino? Blazers, Wolves.
Yeah, when we talked about the Wolves the other day, I had said that I didn't like their point guard situation with DiVincenzo, but they had traded for Desunmu. And Monday night, he got a little bit more action, almost 30 minutes. Desunmu got off the bench, goes 9 of 13, scores 21 points. Um, Crazy in that game, Julius Randle led the team in assists with 10. But I think the more they get Desunmu accustomed, and it may not be tonight, but I'm thinking after the All Star break, I think the better Minnesota's offense will run. But I'm like you, where we don't trust Minnesota laying points right now with that defense. I didn't play the game, but I could definitely see where the Portland money is coming from. Again, that team plays hard. Who'd they play the other night? They absolutely destroyed somebody the other night I was watching. It was the Sixers. I was trying to get that Sixer team total over the 115 and a half, and Portland's third quarter was amazing. They scored in the 40s in that quarter. With Abdia back and Drew back and everybody in that lineup, Klingon looked really good. So I could understand a little Portland money here, especially if Edwards doesn't go. But I guess that contradicts what you were saying about the team being able to cover when Edwards isn't available. I won't bet it, but I could understand Portland money.
I do think this McDaniels, if Ant misses, is seems pretty solid. All right, Heat and Pelicans. I mean, if I'm playing this game, it's definitely over, and I could be talking to Miami over. The Pelicans over. I could be talked into. Not a team I think is very good defensively. They have bucket getters, and the Heat like to play fast. I mean, I did talk about the Heat's defense the other day, and that was going to be the emphasis, and it was versus Celtics team. Let me just glance. Let's refresh my memory here of what they've done since then. So if I could just pull up the schedule, and the Heat do play again tomorrow. The Heat played. No, no, I'm sorry. They don't play tomorrow. That's my mistake. Okay, so they beat the Celtics and held them down. They then played the Wizards and held them to 101. The Jazz beat the Heat with 115. So actually, Vino, maybe I pumped the brakes. The Heat have been playing a little lower scoring, more defensive games. It looks like here lately. Last 3 games, actually all going under. What do you think, Heat and Pelicans?
Yeah, you know me. I saw that number 231, 232, whatever it was this morning, and thought immediately, let's go ahead and play over in this game. I do hear what you're saying because that Boston game was one where I thought that the over would happen, Boston, Miami, and it didn't. New Orleans offensively, as of late, has been really good 137, 119, 120. So they got the offensive side. I don't know. It's a tough game, but for me, it would be over or nothing. I don't think I could get myself to playing an under in a game where maybe there's a little less emphasis on stopping people and a little more on scoring. if one side does really well, let's just say the Miami side goes for 128 or something in this game, it's not that hard to get over, even if Miami does play good defense. But that's just me. I think I would play over or not play at all. Maybe not play at all is the best thing here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, the way my list is looking, I don't think I need to add any maybes. So I'm gonna go ahead
Right?
and keep pushing. Clippers and Rockets. We just saw this game. It was yesterday, right? The Clippers
It
ended up
was.
covering, and my eye screen just I don't know what it's doing. It's just refreshing on its own or doing whatever. I do think the total was 208.5. Oh yeah, my bad. It's right here in front of me. Tripping. But I don't know what the opener was. As far as the injury report, Batum is out, Garland is out. For Houston, Şengün is probable. Tari Eason is questionable. DFS out. I don't know. I know yesterday a lot of people bet Amin Thompson's rebounds and they didn't hit. I might go back to him. I'm gonna double check. I'll write him on my list. I'm gonna double check how he performs on a back to back. But this is one of those spots that should be good for him. Um, yeah, so I'll look at him. Other than that, I don't have the most interest in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm hard headed, Ski. I look at the number attached to the Clippers 99.5 points is their team total. And I had to play it. Just out of principle, I played over. If you can't get to 100, and they didn't get to 100 last night, and there's always the chance that they just sit Kawhi tonight because it's back to backs. They could do that. But after the win last night by Houston, I don't know that, and that was a pretty hard fought game, 102-95. I don't know that we get that same intensity here immediately in a back to back. So for me, it was just I'm taking a shot with the Clippers getting to 100 here, based merely on the fact that 100 is too easy to score no matter who's on the floor. And for LA, the shooting was so terrible last night, 26% from three, only 41 from the floor for the game. So I just took a shot on that. Clippers team total over 99.5.
All right, good stuff from Vino. Kings and Jazz. Oh man, this is
We got to open the wallet here, Steve. Come on.
no. It's
230.
a bum fight right here. I think all the time we spent opening up the wallet earlier, we could just go ahead and just get over this game.
Who wants to lose it the most?
Yeah, I'm good on that kind of game.
Somebody was actually blaming Bryce Sensabaugh the other day for not getting the memo that Utah needed to lose that game, and they wound up winning 115-111.
Yeah, you'd have to probably pay me to bet this one. If I was, I might look at Ace Bailey. I mean, he plays good at home. Without George, pretty sure you need him to score, but yeah, this is DGen at his finest tonight. If you bet in this game, you might need to call that number. With all these games on the slate, I don't know if you know.
Degen, it always reminds me of our good buddy Drew Martin with his degenerate special of the night.
I remember that. I definitely remember that. Those good old late night college games. Or was it the late night games or was it just the schools that nobody's looking at? It was one of the two.
Yeah, for him, it was always the late night game. I would do college football with him, and he'd say, "This is the degenerate game of the day. Go get back.
Yeah.
After they've stolen from your wallet, you got to go back and get it back at midnight." Oh, man. Good stuff.
Yep. We got what? Damn, we still got 3 more games, man. We're gonna be out here all day. We already Thunder and Phoenix opened up -6.5. It's 7.5 now for OKC. Total came down in this one from 217, 215.5. Suns are on a back-to-back, right? Let's look at some of these injuries for them. Let's actually refresh. SGA's out, Mitchell's out. For Phoenix, Cole Anthony's questionable, Green is questionable, Grayson Allen is out. Yeah, this is OKC or nothing for me. And I think that they're the kind of defensive team that could really suffocate Phoenix, even with Devin Booker back. Phoenix could really struggle to score here. What do you think, Vino?
I would agree with that, especially on the back-to-back. I watched them the other night with Jalen Williams back in the lineup, and they looked pretty good. OKC. So it's always hard. Phoenix has played so well, and I don't know what they'll do with Booker here on the back-to-back. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. Dylan Brooks, for what it's worth, guys who want to get to the prop line, 1 of 11 or 1 of 10 last night on threes. Not the best shooting night for Dylan Brooks. Maybe he bounces back a little bit here. I didn't bet that game, Skee, because the next one we're going to talk about, I wanted to bet a little bit more, and so I did.
All right, well, that's perfect because the next game, I don't want to say a thing about the following game. We can talk about. I want to talk about Grizzlies and Nuggets. We'll go ahead and pass this right over to Rob. Opened up 236 up to 238. Something is telling me Rob got a little piece of that.
Yeah, and it's first of all, with Denver, it's become an automatic for me. You look at a Denver game and you play some form of over, whether it be their team total, whether it be the full game over. Normally, I would let this go, but the fact that they lost at home to Cleveland the other night, the way that they lost, just and I was trying to get some exact quotes to see if I could get somebody, coach, player, to try and back up what was going through my head. Just feel like they don't want to go into the All-Star break off of a second loss. So I feel like they'll play hard in this game. It's not that difficult to score against Memphis, and it's not difficult for Denver to score against anybody. So 236, I got a better number than 238. I got the 236.5 this morning, but I think any way you play it, you're probably good here. Denver might reach 130. They could even exceed their team total here. I bet over.
Yeah, two of the worst defenses lately. Offense has been great. Grizzlies do like to play fast. Nuggets don't need to play fast to score. I mean, both defenses giving up north of 120 the past 5 games on average. Um, we're looking at what was it here? Two less than 240. I mean, seems pretty adds up to me, Rob. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Seems like the right side to be on. And I agree. Ty Jerome once again probably has another good night. I'm not sure what his numbers are. I didn't get to his prop this morning. But I agree. I played him a couple times already. I've been playing his points and assists. I think his number might be jacked up now, though. That could be the thing, but should absolutely have success. Landell rebounds, they're asking. Landell got traded. He got. Why can't I think of where Lando's at? It's not the Grizzlies anymore, though. So I don't know why we're talking about that right now. I don't know where he went. Yeah, it's gonna throw me off. He's a Hawk. He's a Hawk now. I don't know why we're talking about Landell rebound. All right, thank you for that. Last game on the slate, Spurs and Warriors. This one opened up -5.5. Looks like eights are out there now. Total open 217. As high as 221.5 right now. You do have Melton and Will Richard, both questionable. No Seth, Steph, Porzingis, or LJ Cryer. Good old Houston Cougar right there, Rob Veno.
Mm-hmm.
For the Spurs, Stephon Castle and Waters are both questionable. Spurs did play last night. Can't say it was the most taxing game. Um, yeah, I mean, the Warriors beat them the past 2 times this season. Is it maybe the Spurs remember that and still want to flex on them here tonight? How do you view this game, Vino?
I view it as maybe Steve Kerr schedules a loss here. I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot. At least what you have going for you is Pods isn't in the starting lineup here. At least finally, what I show is he's coming off the bench here tonight. But San Antonio's so deep with players, and you're right, they didn't play a lot last night. I mean, Wemby only went 26 minutes. Could come right back here tonight and play another 26. Personnel-wise, it's not really a contest, even if San Antonio is missing Castle, who got hurt last night in that game. I forget. Oh, he got poked in the eye or something, blocking a dunk by Rui. Rui went up and then Castle blocked it and laid there for a while. The injury didn't seem as serious, but maybe he gets a night off. Even if he does, Spurs parts are so interchangeable. They've gotten to this game, Skee, right? They've pushed it up a couple of points at least, 5.5 up to 8 now. I don't know. I couldn't bet Golden State though, not with the lineup they're throwing out there tonight. That's for sure. I don't know where the scoring is coming from for Golden State in this one.
Well, I think this is one of those games where we right back to the last game before the break. Not a whole lot of defense being played. I feel like the Spurs already know, like they know they can outscore this team right now without Steph Curry on the court. Like the Spurs, where they put at 130, 3 straight games. Offense has been humming. Like on a back to back, they're probably not gonna give the best defensive effort. They're just gonna go out there and get baskets. I think the lack of defensive effort in this spot before vacation. And then the Warriors, I would really want Melton and Richard out there. But I think with those two guys, they can still score. So this line did go up. I think it's going in the right direction as far as the total. All right.
That's a crazy center matchup, isn't it? Draymond on Wemby.
Yeah, and they had a little something going on last time, but B-Man says Wemby hates Draymond. I don't think he hates him. I just think, Draymond just, and you got to challenge the young guys. You got to see what they're made of. That's all that was. You just had to test them, So we'll see how that goes tonight. He says Spurs trifecta. Plays podcast like Spurs team total over. A lot of people, or not a lot of people. Yeah, actually, a lot of people liking the Spurs. And I get it. All right. Sheesh, damn, almost an hour. I mean, I think I need some food. I need I need a couple things here. Before I get to do that though, we'll do a little bit of promo. We do have the 10 days of all access for the price of 7, right? Save $69. Good way to take advantage, get involved for long term. If you don't, I don't want to be there for 10 days. I don't have the graphic, but they do have that Valentine's Day special, right? 3 days plus 3, or it's something of that nature. It's a shorter term Valentine's Day special. Ross Benjamin talked pretty good about it this morning. Where's your talk today? That's why I know. But different ways to get involved if you would like to. I'm going to pass it back to you. Ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, we'd like to hear it. We'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
That particular promotion, Skee, I never read between the lines, but Trig gets a kick out of it every time he reads it because it's Valentine's Day with a bunch of hearts around it, and the price is $69. So he gets all giddy and starts laughing because they charge $69 for a Valentine's Day special. I'm like, I didn't understand it. And then I'm like, oh, I see where you're going with this. I think that is just a Valentine's week special. You can hop in for $69. It covers all sports, which right now is really for guys like me down to just college and NBA basketball, because football's all gone now, and I don't do hockey. You can catch all my college hoop selections over there at wagertalk.com as well, wt.buzz/RV. Best bet is why I'm kind of stuttering over my words here because I'm staring at the board. I liked a lot of games here today, but I think the one I'll leave for the show, Skee, is the Celtics team total over 120. Chicago's defense has just been absolutely miserable, not stopping anybody. And true that Boston plays a slower pace, but Boston makes shots. And the Bulls just don't defend enough to stop them from making shots here in this game. I don't think so. For me, I thought 120 was a little light. I'll use Boston Celtics team total over 120 as my best bet.
All right, good stuff, Rob Veno. Now I can't help but remember since you brought it up, I've had somebody say to me before, like I had one of my codes too, like a promo, and it was like Skee 69. Somebody messaged me and said, Skee, what kind of freaky shit you got going on, man?
Yeah, I understand it. No, I never read that into it until Trig just started laughing reading it. I'm like, what's he laughing about?
For the V-Day special, though, it is hilarious. Definitely.
Mm.
Best bet for the show for me. And before I get my best bet, I just want to remind last 30 days have been pretty good. I know they've been good for Rob, even though he didn't mention it. For myself, 165 plays, 57.7%, plus 42.8 units. So see if we can do that for another 30 days. Best bet for the show. I'm gonna go with, shit, Rob. We stopped the show. We opened up our wallet. I'm going with the Magic Bucks over 219 and a half. That's what we got on the show. I think we explained enough why we liked it, talked it out. And if you weren't here for that, then maybe you need to rewind. If you just came for the best bets and you wanted some reasoning, you're asked out today. For the people who watch the show, you know exactly why we're betting the Magic and Bucks up and over. So that will be what I'm leaving you guys with here today. Vino, always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games today. An entire 51 minutes to do this show. Definitely appreciate the time you take to do it. People in the chat, we appreciate you as well. A lot of great people, a lot of good cappers. All of us are trying to help each other get to the window. So best of luck, everybody, on all your action. We will catch you guys again tomorrow.